Hey, gorgeous. Welcome to our channel. Today, we have a really interesting and empowering topic to discuss: the importance of feminine energy and a special challenge we're excited to share with you.
Absolutely, Tanya. This is a topic that holds a lot of significance right now, just not for women, but for everyone. So let's dive in. Could you start first by defining what feminine energy is for us, what it means?
Of course, feminine energy is a powerful and nurturing force that resides within all of us, regardless of gender. It's not about being male or female. It's about tapping into qualities like compassion, intuition, creativity, and receptivity. It's more about being than doing. And it's a beautiful balance that complements the more assertive and goal-oriented masculine energy. Embracing our feminine energy allows us to connect with our emotions, express vulnerability, and create deep, meaningful connections with ourselves and others.
Beautiful. So what you're saying is that feminine energy is a bit more passive. It's a bit more about receiving than giving.
Absolutely.
It's so different from what I was taught. I was always taught that women should be the one doing the giving and that women should be the one taking care of everyone in the relationship. Now, is that something that we need to change as women? And isn't that going backwards? Is it being a bit old-fashioned to make the man do all the work? I feel nowadays that women can be the ones to, make the first call, make the first move. And if a woman sees a man and likes him, why doesn't she just go out there and get him? Why is it important for a woman to tap into their feminine energy in a relationship?
Well, when a woman is in her feminine energy, it complements the masculine energy of her partner. It's like the yin and yang, creating a harmonious dynamic.
So you're saying that a successful relationship is built on the balance of opposite energies. A woman in her feminine energy brings a sense of softness, intuition, emotional connection to the partnership. And meanwhile, the masculine typically embodies qualities like strength, decisiveness, and protection. And when both of these energies are present, it creates a kind of attraction, and it forms a really strong and stable foundation for the relationship. Many masculine men are drawn towards women who embrace their feminine energy. It's like a magnetic pull. He feels valued and respected, and she feels cherished and safe.
Yes, yes, yes. Because if both parties are in their masculine or in their feminine, they cancel each other out, just like magnets. And if one of them is pushing way too hard, they'll force the other one out of the energetic bubble.
Okay, wait a minute. Bubble? What is this relationship bubble? Can you describe that, Tanya? What is a relationship bubble?
Yes, the energetic relationship bubble. Okay, so imagine that you and your partner are inside this energetic relationship bubble. One person has to be in their masculine energy, and the other person has to be in their feminine energy. Remember, we both have masculine and feminine energies inside us. But for the balance of the relationship, one person has to be in their masculine and one person has to be in their feminine. And what happens is when one person is leaning forward in their masculine energy, that's the person that it's calling, doing the action, making things happen. What happens to the other person? The other person is forced to lean back. And that's when we get into our feminine energy. That's the leaning back energy. Yeah. But when one person pushes way too hard, that's the person that's calling too much, doing too much. it causes the other person to fall out of the relationship bubble. Because remember, there is a limit to that energetic bubble. So it has to be like a dance. If you want a masculine energy man, that's the guy that's doing the actions. That's the guy that's calling you, that's making things happen. You have to lean back into your feminine energy. So you create this space that will make the man come towards you, because you feel this openness that he's going to want to feel that space and come towards you. And if you're in your masculine, like trying to call the guy, and he starts leaning back, you have to notice that. So you can come back to your feminine and he'll come back chasing after you. So it's like a dance. And that's why it's energetic, because we feel the energy of the other person. If your partner is leaning back, we don't want you to lean forward, because that's just going to force him out of the bubble again. We want you to lean back even more so he can feel that tension and he can come towards you. Is that clear now?
So it's kind of, like when you're dating and a guy doesn't call you and then you start calling, it's like you're leaning forward, and the more you lean forward, the more he leans back.
Yes.
And so if I was to just lean back and kind of be soft and receptive, that would give him the space to move forward, right?
Absolutely. Because he's going to feel that gap, and he's going to go, wait a minute. He's going to feel, what's happening here? Like, he is energetically going to feel that gap, because you're energetically creating that space between you and him. And then that's going to make him want to move forward and pursue you, if he is a masculine energy man. And you will know, because if he doesn't, then you will know, oh, that means he's not a masculine energy man. And then you can ask yourself, do I want to be with a man who's always going to be in his feminine energy, and I'm going to have to be the one pursuing him? You get to choose.
Okay. So that's why it's important to stay in our feminine energy and lean back and be soft and receptive and invite the masculine to come towards us. We create a space for the masculine man in our lives. I like that picture, because it's not only even about a relationship, it's like leaning back and just letting life come into our lives rather than like scrambling after it.
Yes, absolutely. And that's our true essence. Women are made to be in their feminine. They're made to lean back. That's when we feel most comfortable. And when a woman allows her partner to take the lead, it reaffirms his sense of masculinity. Men want to be in their masculine. And when she's in her feminine, it doesn't mean that she's submissive, but rather than that she trusts his decisions and she appreciates his efforts. So, Soleil, I'm feeling curious now. Would you like to share with the ladies how your experience with leaning back and actually not feeling submissive?
Sure. Because I have years and years of relationships that didn't work. So I things that don't work so well. And I'm in a relationship right now that does work. So I'm feeling, and I've been doing this work of being in my feminine for the last 2 years. And it's a change. It really is. Because I was always the person who made plans, who organized, who called the man, who was always there, who always did everything, because I'm good at it. I'm good at making plans. I'm good at following through, and and I had 2 experiences. Either the men in my life would just, first couple of dates would be fabulous, and then I'd start doing this taking over, I guess, and they'd just make a dash for it. Or I ended up with men who would just sit back and take, which is exhausting. It actually, because it's not the place I wanted to be. So when I met the man who I'm in a relationship with now, I just really practiced. It was difficult, let me tell you, because I sometimes
hear you. I totally hear you.
for quite some time, and just to be calm. And you know what it was? It was like knowing for certain in myself, I want a man who wants me in my life, in his life, and who's going to make that happen, and trusting if he wants to make it happen, he will. Men will make it happen if they want to. So, leaning back, and I just, even after we've been together for 3 years now, and still once in a while my old self creeps in and I start planning and organizing. And you know what? It's just like, it's not magic, but it feels like magic, because the minute I start doing that, he just starts getting distant, and I can feel it. And I'm like, ooh. And then I'm like, oh, I'm doing too much again. And then, when I just allow him to take control of that part of our relationship, he steps up to the plate every time. And it's beautiful. And I feel like I can relax. For one of the first times in my life, I feel safe and cherished, and it really feels good.
Oh,
So,
that's so beautiful.
as
Yes.
as even though there's going to be challenges along the way, because our society really encourages us to adopt a more masculine energy to succeed, and sometimes that it leads to internal conflicts, because I feel like I need to use my masculine energy sometimes. And I know that with my business and with my art career and all the things I do, I want to have my masculine energy. So I don't really feel like it's feasible for me to not have any masculine energy, right? And be in my feminine all the time.
Yes. Yes. I totally get you. And that is so true. But embracing our feminine energy doesn't mean compromising personal power. There is a time to use both energies. There's a time for a masculine and there's a time for a feminine. So at work and within one's business, that's the perfect place for you to use your masculine energy. And like I said before in the energy bubble, we have both energies. So we're not here claiming that women have to stop using their masculine energy. No, we're just saying that there is a time. And especially in relationships, that's when you're going to have to embrace your feminine energy. So it's all about embracing all facets of oneself and allowing oneself to be feminine, the feminine partner in your relationship. Because when a woman feels empowered in her femininity, it elevates the relationship even further.
Yeah. So to sum it up, embracing feminine energy is a powerful tool for creating a successful and fulfilling relationship with a masculine man. This is what you're saying. You
Yes.
could be in a relationship with a feminine man if you want to be the masculine.
Yes,
It's
because
all
there
about
needs
honoring
to be the
the
polarity.
unique qualities that both partners bring to the table. Remember, it's not about conforming to a stereotype, but rather embracing your authentic self and allowing your relationship to flourish in a balanced and beautiful way, with both the masculine and the feminine being present and doing their jobs, because each has their own job.
Yes, thank you for summing it all up. That's a beautiful explanation. So now let's get on the topic of day one of the Unlocking Love Challenge. So what's this all about?
Well, it's all about fostering self-love and self-care to help us get into our feminine, because we are, let's face it, we are in quite a masculine energy world. So, and we often get so caught up in the hustle and bustle of lives that we forget to just pamper ourselves, take care of ourselves, and acknowledge our own self-worth. So this challenge involves dedicating time each day to pamper ourselves, whether that's through a self-care routine, indulging in activities we love, or simply just taking time to appreciate who we are. And by doing this, we can unlock this feminine energy and the love and appreciation that we should have for ourselves.
Yes, it is about digging deep into that wellspring of compassion and care within us. And I genuinely believe there is something we all need to integrate into our lives.
I agree, Tanya. You know, it can go by and we just don't take care of ourselves. All that caring can go out. So that care, it's time to return to ourselves. It's time to honor part of ourselves that often get overshadowed by the daily grind. So now we come to the nitty gritty. What does this challenge entail?
Well, I need 1 second. This is real life. It's live, and I need 1 minute.
Well, while Tanya's gone, I just thought I could share a little story. Oh, there she's back. I don't need to share a story. Now the time.
Okay. Okay, this is the challenge of life. So, well, the challenge sets out a day dedicated to spoiling ourselves. I love this. And in the best possible way, of course. So it's a chance to immerse in self-care activities that foster self-love and self-esteem. I love this. Just think of it as a warm embrace for our own soul.
I love that imagery. In this world that's like ceaselessly bustling about, I don't know, I feel like we frequently lose sight of ourselves. And by prioritizing our self-care and nurturing our self-esteem are like building blocks for a holistic well-being. And it's not just about feeling good, it's about being good to ourselves.
Absolutely. And I love that term, holistic well-being. Wow. I so resonated with that one. When we embrace our feminine energy, it's not a superficial act. It's about nurturing our emotional and mental self alongside our physical bodies. It's a holistic self-love.
Aha, you're right. And you know what's so remarkable? The challenge challenges stereotypes. Okay, this is not just about facials and scented candles, although that is part of it. Having a facial feels so good. And you know, sometimes I think women, we feel a little guilty taking that time, but and scented candles. Oh,
yes.
I mean, change the mood. I love good smells. It's about
essential oils.
Uncovering our layers and expressing ourselves with journaling, meditating, dancing, whatever resonates with you, whatever just gets yourself flowing.
Yes, it's an invitation to explore, to find what nourishes our soul. After all, self-care is as individual as we are. We each have our own way of taking care of ourselves. It's a buffet of self-love, and we each get to pick our favorites. There's no right or wrong here.
And it's also great to try something new. So if you've never had a pedicure or manicure, I invite you, go out and try it. And it's about being real. It's about embracing our feminine energy, which means embracing our emotions, even the vulnerable ones. It's like saying, hey, I'm human. And that's what's beautiful about me.
Yes, that sounds wonderful, Soleil. It's a reminder to prioritize ourselves amidst our busy lives. I love tapping my heart and say, how human of me. That's an exercise that I do all the time. So I'm like loving myself, how human of me. Oh gosh. So speaking of self-care, how does pampering oneself tie into self-esteem?
That's a great question. Well, pampering ourselves is an essential aspect of boosting our self-esteem, because when we take care of our bodies and our minds and our spirits, we send ourselves a message that we are worthy of love and attention. Because if we don't give ourselves love and attention, who else is going to give it to us? We have to teach ourselves that we're worthy of that. And this practice can lead to enhanced self-confidence and a stronger sense of self-worth. So if we I'm worth the half hour and whatever money it takes to go and have a nice manicure, we're sending ourselves a really strong message that we're worth something. And when we invest in our well-being, it radiates and reflects out in how we carry ourselves. And that in turn affects how we interact with other human beings, with other people, and with men.
Exactly. In a world that encourages us to be tough, this challenge actually allows us to embrace our softness and our tenderness. And when we unlock that love for ourselves, it's like a magnet. It draws positivity and love from others into our lives. It's like a mirror. The more we love ourselves, the more we shower ourselves with love, the more attractive and radiant we become. So the more magnetic we become. It's a radiant energy.
And when we treat ourselves with kindness, it sets a standard about how we want to be treated. It's like telling the universe and all the people in our lives, this is the love I deserve. That's the heart of it. So a simple activity you could try today, later on today, is just a relaxing spa-like experience at home. Just run yourself a bath, light a scented candle, put on some music, and treat yourself to just an hour rejuvenating soak. It's amazing how just a little self-indulgence can do wonders for your mood and to your overall sense of well-being.
Just as you were describing that, Soleil, I could feel the whole energy of my body I was just like seeing myself in a bubble bath with the candles, and I could just feel the whole energy. It's like, oh, calming my nervous system down. So beautiful. And to get you ladies moving, we created a fabulous PDF with some great ideas for you to indulge in. You should have received the link to download the PDF in your email this morning. And if you haven't, you can send us a note and we will send you the link again.
Yeah, great. Because, there's some fabulous, just sometimes we need little sparky reminders like what could I do to pamper myself? So hopefully we've come up with a few, and there's probably plenty more on there that you can imagine that we haven't put on the PDF. So whatever makes you feel like a goddess is what we encourage you to do today. So
would you like to share something that you do, like a little routine that you do just to shower yourself with some self-love, just embrace that love?
Sure.
I'm feeling curious because I love to learn new techniques,
Wow,
sharing
okay.
It's caring.
Well, I love perfumes. That's one thing that I have, and I especially love rose perfume. So that's one of my, I don't have a lot of indulgences, but that's one that I have. And then what I love to do in the morning is I have this beautiful rose oil, and I just first put it on my hands, and then I breathe it in, and then I put it on my face, and I have these 2 silver spoons, and I just give my face this nice rub with these silver spoons and this rose oil. And I don't know, it's my just little moment for myself. And I look in the mirror and I just promise myself every day that I'm going to be my own best friend and I'm going to have my back. So, and I don't know, somehow the rose oil, the little, just giving my face a massage with the silver spoons and just taking that time to see myself. And yeah.
Soleil, I'm going to interrupt you for 1 second. You keep telling the stories to the ladies. Okay, because it's like I have to open the door.
Okay. All right.
Keep sharing your story.
So it's just what I find amazing about just that little time that I spend to look into the mirror and I just see myself objectively as if I was another person. And I just promise myself every day that I am going to have my back. Yep. And it just something that feels really good. I really love that.
I love that mantra. I can have my back.
Yeah.
You know, I love to say to myself that I'm responsible for my own happiness.
Yeah.
And I truly believe that one of the ways that I show up for myself is by taking the time to take care of myself. So these practices that seem so small, you know, oh, she thinks that if she takes a bubble bath, she's going to feel better. Yes, you will feel better because you will connect to your feminine essence. Your nervous system is going to calm down. You know, just the smell, like you were describing before, the smell of roses, that's so powerful. That goes straight into our limbic system. That's our emotional system. And it does create this alchemy, like this magic that literally can change your state like this, you know? Yeah. And like simple movements like dancing is amazing to balance your nervous system. Soleil and I have a beautiful practice we do together every time we meet. And do you want to share that, Soleil?
Sure. We put an alarm on. And no matter what's going on in that moment, when the alarm goes, we put on a piece of music and we dance. And you know, even if you don't feel like dancing the minute the alarm goes off, when you just do it, it changes everything. It really, really does. That's one of my favorite things that Tanya has brought to my life, along with many others.
And it's really amazing because we're right in the middle of the meeting, and then the alarm goes off, and then we just get up and we dance. And when we come back, we are at this totally renewed state, and we just feel refreshed and just ready to keep going. It's so good. I love it. All right.
So, well, and I noticed, Tanya, that you always have beautiful nails. So I work on a farm, so I keep my nails just short. But Tanya loves to do her nails, which is something I love to do too when I'm in the city. But do you do that once a week? How often do you do that?
Well, see, that's something that I love getting my nails done, and I love trying different colors on. So that's a way of nurturing my inner girl, because my inner girl likes to play with colors. So it's like I go back to being a child again, and I'm always like playing with different colors. I used to get my nails done every week, and now I found a new technique that keeps them longer. So I'm loving it. This has been very recent, actually. So they're lasting for 2 weeks, and they're making my nails stronger now. But that's the only reason that I'm doing it every 2 weeks now, because it lasts longer and it just gets my nails stronger. But that's something that it just makes me feel so good, because there are 2 ways that we do our work here. We work from the inside out and from the outside in. And it has been proven that sometimes people think, oh, that's so superficial. No, it's not. when a woman works on her outside, like she does her nails or she changes her hair, she naturally feels better about herself. And that will reflect on her inside. That will make her more confident. So that's not superficial. That's like you mentioned before, that's an investment in yourself. And we have to do that as women. We have to invest in ourselves and believe that we are worth it.
Yeah. And well, the other thing about investing in ourselves is that then we become our best self. And when we can bring our best self to the table, in no matter what relationship in our life, our best self is going to be a lot better than the self that's not the best self. So all of these things, it really does, just those little things that light you up. And I always find it so amazing, just doing that, and then you can move out into your day radiating a sense of self-worth and self-confidence. And that self-confidence also allows you to sit back and not chase after, because you know that you're worthy of it. So that's a lot about what this challenge is about. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So if you're ready to take on this Unlocking Love challenge, let's commit. Today's the first day of 5, and each day we're going to focus on another aspect. So let's commit to nurturing our feminine energy and showering ourselves today with love and care. And who knows, our journey might inspire all the women and others around us in our lives to embark on their journey of nourishing their feminine energy.
Absolutely. Count me in, Soleil. It's a pact. Let's dive into the challenge, rediscover our feminine energy, and unlock layers of self-love and self-esteem. This could be the beginning of something truly transformative.
Yes, I cannot wait to see where this journey takes us. And we'd love to hear your experience. If you at the end of the day or tomorrow morning have time to just tell us how doing these things felt. We'd really love to hear how this felt for you. And in the PDF, we also put some journaling questions. So if you want to just answer any of those for yourself, just to keep note of how this journey makes you feel. And together, I think we're going to create just ripples of love, because when you love yourself, it just ripples out, and it's so beautiful. And these ripples just might turn into a wave of positivity that can change countless lives, just rippling out from each one of us.
Yes, we would love to hear from you. You can share in the comments in our Facebook group. This is a very safe environment, and we're here to support each other. This is a community of women who are together to grow and become better versions of ourselves. So thank you for joining us today. Thank you, Soleil, for your beautiful energy. And don't forget to show up tomorrow for more empowering discussions like this. We'll see you then. Take care and keep embracing your unique energies.
Thank you, Tanya. Thank all of you for being here. I sincerely wish that we all learn to love ourselves. It's a beautiful journey.
Absolutely. Thank you, Soleil. Thank you, ladies.